So I think one thing that's really important to talk about is how to know what tool to use for the job. Another thing that I'd like to talk about is transitions. You know, how are you getting in and out of the use of the billet? When are you
Hmm.
using the billet? Why are you using the billet? And then also, you know, to talk about why you need a billet at all, because there's a lot of techniques that you can use that don't require billets. So
Mm.
maybe it'd be good to start right at the beginning and talk about the justification of the reasons to use a billet on the way in. My take on it, is there anybody here that says they've got a terrible memory? And if nobody puts hands up, say it to the group, who would you say has got the worst memory out of the group? And they all nominate somebody, and you say, we'll come back to you later. Do your other piece of mentalism. Give your billet to that person and say, your friends all said you've got a terrible memory, just so that you can't use that as an excuse when you do forget. I'm going to ask you to write this down. You know what I mean? So now you're
That's
using
great.
that forgetfulness as a justification to write it down. Thinking of in this place, because what my instincts are telling me is that instead of, and I know it's not Manchester, but instead of thinking of like Stockport or
Hmm.
Piccadilly in Manchester, you just wrote the place. Would I be correct in saying that?
Yep.
That's not it. But now if I want, I can use a one ahead to get the exact place.
Nice.
Do you know what I mean? Or I can circumvent where it is, and I can pretend I know that place, and I can finish with the reveal of that. So like, let's say, for example, you pick Steve, and
Hmm.
I'm just making a name up, but let's say you pick Steve. In my head, I'm like, why out of all these people did that person get picked? Well, we obviously know it's a meaningful name, right? So can I
Hmm.
get to the bottom of the deduction on why that's meaningful? Can I get to the bottom of why you chose that person over everybody else?
In fact, I've never been caught with the bold version of what I want to share, and it just flies completely. But it's because it's the structure and how I've built it and the psychology behind it. So because I already carry a deck of cards in performance, it means that I can use these as billets also. So it's really cool because I don't have to carry anything additional with me. Other benefits of using playing cards is the fact that the texture of them means that they're easy to work with, so they sort of slide really easily. And just while I remember, a key point if you do want to use billets, because some of what I'm going to teach can be applied to using business cards or billets. Some of you might not want to apply what I teach with playing cards or use playing cards, because there's this age-old debate in mentalism that as soon as you introduce a deck of cards, you look like a trickster. Whereas I've not really ever felt that that's an issue, and the reason for that is because of how I justify the use of cards. So I'll get into that in a second.